Moza are making big waves in sim racing. We've got here the Moza R9 that we're going to unbox for you. Here we've got the Moza R5 and we've got the wheel that comes with the R5 as well. The big thing about this is a direct drive sim racing wheelbase that costs £299. The fact the price of this starts with a 2 is kind of crazy. Now, as a way of comparison, Fanatec's CSL DD, which is a similar spec 5 Nm DD base, starts at €349, so about £50 more. So there's a very interesting play by Moza here. These are PC direct drive wheelbases. Direct drive, if you're into sim racing, is basically where you want to end up. You're not going to have any friction in the belt, no friction in the gear. Once you go direct drive, you're going to be feeling really what the simulator is telling you in its most purest form. I'm here with Nathan Maximum, very fast sim racer, very fast real racer, part of Jimmy Broadbent's Team 87. And we know Jimmy Broadbent is partnered with Moza, so Jimmy Broadbent is using Moza equipment at the moment. So it's a big plus from Moza. Moza are making big waves. I remember when I got this one from Moza. So Moza have sent all this stuff to us for free. They haven't paid for this video. They haven't seen this video, but they have sent it for free, so it's important you know that. But when I got this one, Moza were a little bit more unknown in the space, but now they're making more and more waves. And I know a lot of you watching might be thinking about picking up Moza. So Nathan, why don't we unbox this, the R9 V2 direct drive wheelbase, and we can compare it with the R5. And whilst Nathan's unboxing it, we always struggle. If you've seen our unboxing of the Logitech stuff, we struggle big time to unbox stuff.
I'll try and make this one a bit smoother.
In fact, when I unboxed the Fanatec CSL Elite, I actually dropped it in the unboxing, but we don't tell Fanatec that. Right, let's see what we've got.
So we start with a bunch of wheel stickers. What can I see? Start, cam, alarm, radio, wipers, flash, clutch, DRS, traction control, pause.
So do they fit over this wheel? Oh, they look like they fit over a different wheel. Hang on. Moza, you've got to send us this wheel to review, otherwise we can't use the stickers, right,
That's
Nathan?
True.
That's it. Moza, come on. We're going to get that
true.
wheel and we will have to do an unboxing of that. Let us know in the chat if you want us to unbox that wheel, by the way. That looks like a bit of a beast. But lots of stickers here. And I've heard, I think it might be on this wheel, Nathan, I've heard that you can actually change the colours of the buttons.
Okay.
So, and that might sound like a little bit of a gimmick, but I am interested by it because after this one, you have all black buttons, and it might be just sort of, not psychologically, but subconsciously you can kind of gravitate towards a colour button. So interestingly, we got that. Right. Taking stuff out of the box here. We got the power cable.
Power lead and USB.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see whether that plugs directly into the R9 base, because with Fanatec, you actually, if you want to boost, so this is a very interesting point. This is the Moza R9 wheelbase, which has 9 Newton meters of torque. So this is the R5 with 5 Newton meters, same as the Fanatec CSL DD. Now, if you want to bump up the Newton meter on the Fanatec CSL DD, you have to buy the boost kit, which I think takes it up to about 449.
499.
499 even. And this Moza, I think, is about 399 or 409. So it's about £100 cheaper for actually 1 more Newton meter of torque. But how is it going to be when we unbox it? We'll see.
Oh, it's a heavy thing, isn't it? Looks
like it.
That, for the size of it, that is pretty heavy.
It feels like it's heavier than this one because I can
Let's
kind of...
feel that one. I'm trying now.
Sim racing gains.
It is a bit heavy, slightly heavier than this one.
Do you think it's going to look like this one but a bit more extended? Do you think, I wonder if the coil has to be
Let's find out.
Bigger, yeah. This is the unbox. This is what you've all come for. It looks very similar, Nathan. It looks very similar. Dimension-wise.
It is about 2 centimeters longer.
Yeah.
As in the base.
That's interesting. So it's not elongated like backward. It's just ever so slightly bigger. Should we compare the back of it, Nathan, to see the inputs? Show it with the camera. I can't actually see what they are. So I've got pedal, dash, USB, DC, and power.
I was shaking. I did shoulders on Monday.
Right, so I think we have the same functionality at the back, although the ports are upside down even.
Yeah, they are, yeah. Yeah, it don't matter
Yeah.
really.
And the quick release we've got exactly the same, although your quick release looks a little bit longer. If we put it
It
like
is,
up,
yeah.
that's interesting. I wonder why that is. I wouldn't know why that sort of bit, that barrel is longer. It also looks a bit more chunkier as well.
It is. It is. But I suppose the tip of this is the same size
It
as
has
that.
to be for the quick release, yeah.
However, this section is wider and longer than this section.
Yeah. It does say V2 here, so I wonder if that is
Bit more girth to it.
V2. Yeah, so the quick release on Moza is really simple. You just literally, in fact, that's a terrible way to do it like that. How we're going to be able to like dock this. This is the ultimate test of a quick release. Yeah. All right, we just tried to dock it like this. It was a silly thing to do, and now we've actually docked it in. But it's definitely, it's quite a lot. This is a very. I did notice it when we reviewed it. It's a very squat system. This is actually going to protrude quite a lot longer from where your base is mounted on your rig or on your table. So worth bearing in mind that if you're someone at the moment you're sort of steering like this is going to come out. This is a bit more realistic when you compare it to obviously real racing cars, where the steering wheel column does come out a long way. I'll just take out the last thing in the box, which is this power adapter, and we'll put the box down there. But it's a very different style to the 5 from the front. Deceptive, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously looks like it's from the same family, same brand.
Yeah.
As we know with the Fanatec, you know, I think the Fanatec, especially with the CSL base, you could tell they were the same family from the branding.
Yeah.
But this, you can tell it's the same family from the design.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look nice. They're nice looking units.
I'm just amazed at how small it's at the moment. I'm using a Logitech Pro DD, which does go up to 11 Newton meters. So it does go 2 more than this, although I don't use it at 11. And that is a chunky base. That is like, I remember when we unboxed it.
It's massive, it's massive.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And my CSL, because you also have used a CSL Elite, which I can't remember the Newton, I think that might also be like a 5 Newton.
That is 6.
6 Newton meter, but that's belt driven. Also a big chunky base. So I'm always amazed that when we get these tiny bases here. It's a big benefit of direct drive. Why don't we just if we put this up straight like this, don't want to crack the table, but you can just see here just how long that comes out. Is it going to be a fully rotating? Yes, it is. That's the difference with the Logitech one. The Logitech has a hard stop, whereas the Moza one you can spin. So theoretically, you could actually probably run unlimited. You could run a very long lock, or there'd be no reason to, unless maybe you're doing like a lorry simulator. But I think what we need to do later, we need to put this on our budget rig and just see what it's going to be like with the increased Newton meters over the 5 Newton meter R5, and also is there going to be any flex here because there's a long way to go from here to the base. So that's the unboxing part. Let's get on to trying this out in probably Assetto Corsa. Right, so we're on ACC with the Moza R9, the Moza wheel. Now we couldn't get the Moza pedals working on the R9 because there's no pedal input, so we're running Fanatec V3s because that's how we're rolling on our very cheap custom GT Omega wheel stand modded rigs. This is like, it's not the cheapest you can go sim racing, but it's pretty cheap. And Nathan's in the car now in ACC in the Lambo, as you can see, and yeah, let's see how we find the Moza R9. So we've been in the Moza Pit House software, which we quite like because it kind of gives you an explanation of what the setting is designed to do, and so you can work around it. Not all setting softwares like that. Some just give you bars and you just mess around. But stuff like the wheel dampers explains the rotation, return to send from the wheel and stuff like that. So we've been tweaking it. We've maxed up the force feedback in Moza Pit House, and we're sort of just fine-tuning it in ACC, which is what I would recommend. So we're running 9 Newton meters of torque here, and Nathan is sitting on an office chair. So this is a kind of very realistic setup, I think, for a lot of people. Right, so now I'm going to try out the R9 for the first time on ACC. We're running ACC off a laptop. We've got the Moza R9 base with the wheel on the clutch there, with the wheel that we got from the R5. And already I can feel like it feels very tight. I was expecting to feel a lot of sort of looseness in this setup that we've got here. So we've got the sort of like, you know, cheap wheel stand setup. We've got a longer base here coming out of the rear. But it feels very, very, very tight. I'm interested in what's going to happen under load. We've got 9 Newton meters of torque coming through the wheel, and it's a little bit of a smaller rim than you get from other places. So let's see how engaging it's going to be. Off the line here, all sorts of shenanigans. We've already spoken how we like the snappiness of the Moza triggers here. Oh wow, that is very...
It's tough, isn't it?
It's very tough. You feel like you're having to drive a proper car. I feel like not only am I trying to work the wheel, but the wheel's working me, if that makes sense. It's keeping me honest. I might try to dive up the inside here and just see... Oh man! He's still on the outside. You can see I've got a big grin on my face because I've never felt ACC to be this engaging. This is why I've been missing out on ACC. It's just very smooth, detailed. It's very tight. It's very tight. I feel like as I get more comfortable with this, I'm going to be able to really sort of push the car to the maximum level of grip, and then still have the detail around that maximum level where I can sort of fine tune things. Might try and dive up the inside here as well. I'll turn it in, we'll go to light now, get on the power. And again, let's see, this feels very heavy right now because we're really sort of trying to go around the tight corner there at speeds. Not particularly high speed, but still trying to carry the maximum amount of speed that we can. And then through the chicane, a little slide there, and I felt it through the wheel. Then we go over the curb again. I'm getting jolted around, and onto the last corner. This is a very different experience to the one that we had with the Moza R5. I think with the Moza R5, I was just quite impressed that everything worked. Whereas here, we've angled the base a little bit higher. The ergonomics of me and the pedals and everything is a bit better. But I have to say, you go deep. Oh man, let's see what happens if we go over these sausage curbs. Yep, I can feel that. I think again it's the wheelbase that's the star of the show here.
It's impressive how so much power can come from such a small...
It's crazy. It's quiet and it's cool and it's small, but it's just like, it's really, this is honestly the best ACC experience I think I've ever had. I'm thinking back, I did a 6-hour endurance at Catalonia once in ACC, and I remember having to like be really alert to the horizon moving to like sense if I was getting any oversteer. Whereas now I'm just so much more dialed into the car. Let's see if we can actually catch up. Yeah, there we go. That's the Moza R9 base. It looks very similar to the R5, but this is quite, for me, this is quite a different package in ACC because the amount of detail that we're getting is pretty crazy. So I'll try and link some other stuff around the Moza stuff that we've looked at before, but definitely look more into the Moza R9 if you're thinking of getting a relatively budget PC direct drive wheelbase. We'll try and get in contact with Moza and get some different rims and try and get the pedals to try. But again, on the budget sim rig, it's been an absolute pleasure. Nathan and I really enjoyed it. And yeah, we'll try out some more stuff.